let's import some data into our database, and along the way, we'll see what we can do to improve our write speed. Notice here that our artist table has 0 documents. And if we go over to our Data Explorer and we run this query, yep, no results returned. So we have absolutely no data. Let's head back over to our text editor, Atom, and in here you can see I have a new directory called data. And inside of it, I have 2 JSON files, and they're dumps from the Chinook database. And I just dumped them to disk here. In addition, I have renamed my index.js file to bootstrap.js, just so you know. So when you download the project, you can see all the files are in there. All right, so we are going to connect to our music database, and I am then going to just require the artist's JSON file. And that's going to pull it in. That means I can just loop over every value that's in that JSON file and then insert it directly, one at a time. Simple pimple. This is how you do an insert. You just do insert and then the document, and then you have to tell the driver to run. That's really important, and a lot of people forget that. All right, well, running this, oh boy, that did not go very fast. I have exactly 204 records. Those are all the artists in the database, and it took 2.246 seconds. That's a little bit slow. We'll have to improve that. All right, well, let's head back over to the web interface and make sure we have some data. And I'll zoom in on this so we can see the query better. And if I hit run, yep, we have lots of data. All the artists are in there. And notice that it only returns 40 rows at a time. It doesn't blow your browser up, which I really like. So if I type in .count, chain that method on there, you can see I have 204 records. And I can also delete them by adding .delete. They're all gone now. So that is how you delete data in RethinkDB. All right. The reason I deleted it is because I want to enter the data again, but I want to do it smarter. So to speed things up, I have a couple of options. The first is to turn hard durability off. And I can do this right here in the insert call. I don't need to go and change the configuration of the table. So once again, to remind you, soft durability means that RethinkDB will acknowledge that the write is in, but it does not wait for it to be persisted to disk. Hard durability, on the other hand, means that the acknowledgement only happens when the data gets written to disk. Okay, so just by flipping the durability to soft, let's run this one more time with the Atom runner. And look at that. That was a dramatic speed improvement. In fact, I believe it took a half a second. Yep, 0.466 seconds. That is a much better time for writing. However, it should be noted that if you're trying to speed things up, setting durability to soft might not always be your best choice. Let's take a look at other ways that we can speed things up. So, the first thing I want to do is let's flip back over to the web interface, and I want to make sure that I delete all the data. And boom, it's all gone. Okay, let's flip back over into the code and see what else we can do here to speed things up. I can set no reply to true. By default, every time you do any operations on data in RethinkDB, it'll send back some form of acknowledgement, some kind of JSON record. We've already seen this when we've dropped and created databases and tables. Here, I'm just saying, I don't care if you want to acknowledge that the insert happened, just don't tell me. I believe you. This is not the same as soft durability. If we run this, you can see it is very fast, but there is a slight delay. It's still 2.5 seconds. But our code wasn't prevented from moving on. As you saw, the 204 records are splashed right out to the screen. But the notification down below, that took a little bit longer. That's because before we were able to close the connection, all the writes had to be acknowledged, although the driver didn't tell us about them. So it looks to us like it's sped up. All right, well, what happens if we set durability to soft and no reply to true? Let's try it out. And boom. Everything goes really fast, but it's the same effect as having durability soft. It's about a half second for all of the writes to go in. So really, there's no gain for that. What we really should be doing here is we shouldn't be looping over the records and executing a run each time. Even though we have a live connection, executing individual writes like this is very slow. What we really want to do is insert the entire array at once. The driver is smart enough to know, oh, these are individual artist records. Next, I'll remove the durability and no reply settings And then down below, instead of console.logging our counter, which would be 1, I'll just output the length of the array just so we can see how many records were inserted. And running it, that is pretty quick. That, again, is hard durability. And we're down to about a half-second count now, just by inserting an array instead of the individual artists. All right, now let's see what happens if I set durability to soft. What do you think is going to happen? If soft durability on that array, you know what? Not that much of a win. So we're kind of close, which is great. This means is that RethinkDB is really fast at writing, especially if you want to write an array, you want hard durability, but you don't want to wait for the acknowledgement. Here, it went in almost instantaneously. And our program can go on and process other things.